welcome to my channel. My name is Kamira and this is my review for Ready to Love Season 5 Episode 3. It's titled All Roads Lead to Love. So this episode opens up with like a happy hour, kind of like another chance to like mix and mingle because it's still like 18 people at this point. So we first see Tasia. I really hope I'm saying her name right. I think it's Tasia. But now remember, last episode, she was like in the bottom 2 and she was kind of like thrown off by that. So I was hoping she would kind of like sleep it off, let it go, you know, just move forward. But no, she jumps right on in with the men. She wants to know, so like, why was I in y'all's bottom? Like, what's going on? And pretty much I'm assuming that like the guys that just really had a negative vibe from her weren't really there at that moment, because Phil says, you know, we didn't really have a chance to talk. And Corey kind of jokes about, you know, his situation with all the women coming at him because he was being disingenuous by asking them all on dates with the same pickup lines. But anyway, so we see Aisha. She comes. I wrote down that she is super confident, and like we learned later on that it kind of took her some time to get to that point. So there's that. Tommy comes in, you know, everybody clapping for him. And it's so funny because I watch Courtney and Eddie's reviews, and they always like think it's weird how everybody just started clapping and, you know, yay, you know, when Tommy comes in. So that's just funny. Anyway, so he comes in, make a few jokes. I mean, everybody did kind of look nice, but nothing significant. I mean, other than he lets everybody know that the men will be going home first. Like, the women have a choice first in sending somebody home. So Tyrone, he looked shook. He looked like, wait, what? But anyway, so they show Tyrone talking to Carrie, Zadia, Aisha, and Sabrina. Like, I guess trying to like make his rounds, but it kind of just seemed a little awkward and a little like, I guess, socially awkward. But anyway, him and I want to say it was Sabrina discussed oysters being an aphrodisiac. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is y'all second date meeting, and y'all, it's like all this sex talk. It was just a lot. Anyway, next we see Carrington and Carrie talk, and he kept kind of like asking her questions like, what do you do for fun? What do you do with your partner? You know, it was kind of like, why are you single? Like, it was kind of like the same kind of interview style that he didn't like when Tasia did to him the day before. So I was just like, you do realize you doing her the same way you just didn't like that Tasia was doing. So, and Carrie was just like, no. Next we see Camille and Walter talk, and she was up front. She was like, what's your credit score? I mean, at some point, you gotta ask them important questions because people be out here struggling. Let's see. Next we see Courtney talking to Cornelius, and I was like, more kind of like sexual, you know, flirtatious kind of talk. She says, I don't like my hair to be touched, but I like for it to be grabbed. And I was just like, Lord. And I was like, wait, isn't Cornelius the one who's like saving himself for marriage? You're gonna be a little disappointed. But anyway, she was like, I'm an alpha, I'm not scared, I'm direct, I enjoy going after a man. I got a few questions, or a few like, you know, comments. The whole like alpha thing, I think people said like way too much. I get tired of people saying, I'm an alpha, I'm an alpha. She says she's direct and not scared to go after a man. Nothing wrong with that. You know, let your interests be known. Cool. But when she says she enjoys going after a man, once you get the man, is it like no longer fun? Like, you know, what is it then? Like, if you just enjoy the chase, in a sense, being this alpha, then like, do you get bored easily with guys? I don't know. She asked what his love language was. He says gifts. She likes physical touch. And like, as they were talking, she's very affectionate. She's very touchy-feely. Her hand was like on his leg. And I was just like, Lord, she gonna be tempting Cornelius, girl. He's trying to wait for marriage. And she was like, I wanted to touch something else too. I was just like, oh Lord, oh poor Cornelius. But I did write down, like, is she connecting with any other guys there? Because I've only seen her really talk to Cornelius, and you don't want to like get so focused on one person that you kind of miss out on other people and kind of can get sent home. We see Sabrina and Corey talk, and poor Corey, he don't stand a chance. Like, okay, so she said he has no game. She was just like, I ain't trying to be funny, but like, dude, what are we talking about here? She kind of like laughed in his face and was just like, you know, let's talk more. He's trying to like set up a date because he's like the first date guy. 100 first dates. I don't know, child, whatever. But his whole thing is first dates. And he was like, I want to set a relaxing and safe environment. And she was just like, you're thinking too much. Why not just enjoy the moment that you're in right now? And I was just like, I mean, yeah, like, but he was kind of corny. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, he was like, well, it's kind of like a Q&A. And she was just like, no, it's whatever you make it. Like, you don't have to sit here and be drilling me with interview questions. You can just let it flow naturally. He got like what he thinks has to happen. Like maybe like a checklist. I don't know, but like he thinks he got to do X, Y, and Z instead of just letting it happen organically. If she likes you, she likes you. If she doesn't, move on. Like, it's 9 or 8 other women there. They probably don't like you, but like, I mean, be your authentic self at some point. She wrote down, he's not being sincere. I'm good. So, you know, find somebody else. Speaking of somebody else, they show us that Moomin, she had a flat tire, and he helped her to fix her flat. And that was really nice. So she decided to call him and say, like, you know what, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Would you like to go on a date? So they did that. They went to a park. I don't know if it was like a picnic on like a tree branch. I mean, I like picnics, not on a tree branch though, but anyway, they took a selfie and she's very pretty. I like her hair, her skin, her nose ring, even though I do not like those nose rings, but it looks good on her. Corey keeps saying he excels at first dates, and I wrote in my notes, I roll, because dude, is that like an accomplishment to like get first dates if you're not getting second and third dates? I just don't understand like why he thinks this is like a big deal that he goes on a lot of first dates. Anyway, next we see Camille, Walter. They kind of cut back and forth between Camille, Walter, Courtney, and Cornelius, and then kind of with Moomin. So I kind of give you guys, you know, how it was shown on the episode. Camille says she set this date up with Cornelius and Courtney to kind of see how they interact. I mean, why invite Walter? Are you interested in him or no? Because I don't know. But she said she want to shut down whatever she sees she don't like between Cornelius and Courtney. I'm just like, and Camille, you're another one. Like, have you connected with other guys outside of Cornelius? Because I haven't seen it. We haven't been shown that, if she has. So anyway, they discuss, you know, spirituality, and they all kind of have the same or similar spiritual background. They all had like very, very similar experiences and talked about, you know, their relationship with God, and they were kind of all on the same page when it came to that. They cut back to Moomin and Corey. She said she was impressed that he helped her with her flat tire. She says she's normally not into like the corny guys, but she wants to try something new. He's definitely corny. It's like he's trying too hard. Okay, stay with me. Have you guys seen on TikTok, they be like, you ain't really mess with me way back then, but how about now? And they go from like the ugly duckling to like these like glowed up picture. He reminds me of somebody who probably like didn't get a whole lot of like attention at one point. He got his body together and he just is like now trying to like just be out there, but it's a little bit too much. And like, you are awkward talking to women. But anyway, they go back to Courtney and the group date. And she asked, well, how important is sex? Walter says, it's very important. Camille says, well, what about sex before marriage? And Courtney said, oh, that's my preference. So I'm guessing that her and Cornelius had not discussed that he was waiting for marriage. Because when he said that, she was just like, oh, no. That's why I'm just like, girl, connect with other people, you know. But Camille was like, I'll wait. I would wait. So I'm going to assume that her and Cornelius had that conversation already, because she was just like, oh, no, I can wait. I'll wait for him. I was just like, Courtney was just like, I'm not waiting. Because she was like, I want to rub your leg. And she was rubbing on his leg. Camille was like, and you cannot do that. Like, no. I was just like, Camille, shut up. Anyway, we cut back to Corey and Moomin. And poor Corey. I mean, it could be pressure of being on this TV show. I just don't know. But he just looked awkward. Anyway, they're having like their snack or their lunch on like a tree branch. He kind of like jumps. You know how like somebody's on a horse? You kind of get behind him on a horse. It was kind of like that. She said, you know, his jokes suck. They do. But he's making her laugh. So, I mean, she's feeling him. I mean, I don't think anybody else is. So, he got a little more time there, right? Next, we cut to Zadia. And I said she looks really cute. I think she is very, very pretty. She had on a nice little outfit, show off her figure. And she was going out with Tyrone. And they discussed their connection. He said, you know, he's happy that she's there. And she said she builds people. Is she a personal trainer or a physical therapist? I can't remember. He discusses that he has PTSD due to his military experience and when he was in the military. She lets him talk, which I really enjoyed her, you know, giving him the space to open up to her. And she discussed that she does know some breathing exercises that could kind of help him if he is like having a anxious moment or things like that. It was pretty cool. She said she was bougie and ghetto at the same time. I want to see more of that side of her, just saying. But it was a cool first date. Next, we see Carrington and Aisha on a date. And he said he likes that she was polished and like put together. Her nails, her hair, her outfit, the jewelry. He enjoyed it. And she did look really, really nice. I don't know about this wig though, but that's neither here nor there. They discussed their age difference, and you know, he said it was hard to date because he isn't in like an event promoter or club promoter. He said event planner, I think, but so it was hard for him to date. She asked, well, have you cheated before? He says, well, I've never been in a relationship to cheat. So I guess that means no. But I noticed that he was sweating. He kept like dabbing his head. I was just like, are you lying, Carrington? She said she was married from 19 to 31. And she has gone to therapy. She kind of got emotional thinking about like her kids and what they were going through at the time through her divorce. And, you know, but she said she has figured herself out. She, you know, Black people in therapy, you may say, oh, just pray about it. I mean, you're going to pray about it too, but like, you know, go to therapy as well if you find value in that. But she said, you know what, she's figured herself out and she's ready to date. She's done with the games. But she kind of is like side-eyeing him because he's 33. I mean, I'm 33. And no, I'm not ready. I can't even lie. I ain't ready. But anyway, so next we see a group date is with 5 people. Dante, Naeem, Tasia, Shiloh, and Zadia. Shiloh says it's the season of the bald and the beard. And like a lot of them do have beards. And some of them are bald. So they discuss their turn-ons. Tasia says mental stimulation. Shiloh says physical touch, being sensual. Naeem reached out and touched her. Like, you like that? She was just like, She says she can take somebody to the next level of intimacy. And remember, she is an intimacy coach. So I'm sure her partners are like, you know, wanting to see what that would entail with her. So, I mean, they discussed their craziest places they've had sex. Naeem stayed in the shower, but it was dangerous. Zadie was just like, I know CPR, you good. Tasia was just like, I'm not comfortable talking about this, but just know that my guy is very happy. That was pretty much it for the date. So next we see the women all come together. You know what? They really be dressed, in my opinion. Now, I can't tell you a designer name. Child, I don't know. If it look cute, it look cute. So they all look cute to me. Their hair was put together. The outfits were nice. I don't know. So Tommy comes in. We find out that Aisha had an accident, unfortunately. But she was okay. And that Phil was going to go meet her. So Tommy and the ladies talk about people that they have a spark with. Camille says Cornelius. To my surprise, Tasia said Cornelius. Carrie said Cornelius. She said they was on the phone for 3 to 4 hours. You can tell Camille was looking like, what? It kind of reminded me of last season with like when all the guys said Kyra's name, but we on season 5 now. Sabrina said Walter and Tyrone. Zadia said Tyrone as well. Carrie also says Tyrone, but she says they connected. But I guess after a while, he called her back and says, you know what? I don't have a connection with you, or I don't like you that much. So let's just, be cordial, I guess, or be friends. So Shiloh kind of interjected because I guess they kind of all are talking to each other. And he says that he can only do 3 women at a time. And I guess he likes them more than Carrie. But her thing was just like, just tell me. But, I mean, isn't that what the call was? I mean, but like, how do you like swallow that? It has to be a tough thing to hear. Did he have to say that to her? He could just, I don't know. Zadia says she likes Naeem. Shiloh says Dante. And Mootman, I hope I'm saying her name right too. She says Corey. I'm like, Corey, see, you got a little bit of hope. Just a little bit. I ain't hear nobody say, who? Carrington or Phil. I mean, it could have been cut out, but I didn't hear anybody say his name. They say they are not feeling Corey. Zadia says he just makes no sense when he's talking. It's because he's nervous. He is socially awkward. He's probably not used to attention from women like that. Well, I mean, 100 first dates though, so he getting attention somewhere. Child, I don't know. Sabrina says Corey, he has some major red flags. Moomin and Tasia don't like Carrington. Courtney says he's nice because she knows him, before the show. Sabrina says he snapped on her about their age difference when she was kind of like, well, I am older than you. Can you really handle that? He was just like, look, I ain't about to try to convince you. It is what it is. You're going to take it or leave it. She was like, whoa. So, I mean, that's kind of like, why would you snap like that? You present very different than somebody who would kind of snap on her like that. So now it's time for like the elimination round. Corey meets with Tasia. He likes her dress. To me, he kind of hugged her a couple of seconds too long. It was just weird. Like, dude, like, I don't know. Carrington meets with Camille. And it kind of seemed like he didn't know it was a elimination type of date. But Camille was just like, it's kind of been like surface level interview questions. And he was just like, well, a lot of them cannot hold a conversation. Go back to Corey and Tasia. She was just like, you gotta get it together. You're looking real sketchy. And we want to see the real you. Be more intentional. Then we find out that Carrington is going home. He was just like, I'm good. And I'm ready to love, but whatever. Exactly, whatever. So Corey does get a second chance to stay with the women. And he also gets a second date with Tasia. And I wrote down, well, maybe he's not that bad. I don't know. I want to see the real Corey. Like, what's your story? I feel like it's one of them, like, ugly duckling and you blossom type of stories, or I don't know, but I want to know because, like, I don't know, you can't be the Troy of the season. Like, Corey, Get it together, child. Anyway, next time we see a double date again with Camille, Courtney, Cornelius, and somebody else. I think it might have been Corey. I couldn't really see his face that good, but I'm just like, why another date? And Camille is coming off like, you kind of joked about it a few times, like, you my man. But like, it's kind of like, it can be suffocating because he wants to get to know Courtney, and you kind of like all up in his face and kind of like trying to check him and stop him from looking at her. Like, y'all are different, but like, you's cool too. I like Camille too. I just want her to like talk to the other guys. Like, you know, what about Phil? I don't know who the other guys are on there right now off the top of my head, but like, who are the other guys? I don't know. What's about the Dante guy? Naeem. Talk to somebody else. Like, Cornelius ain't all that. I mean, he cute, but like, girl, he ain't all that for you to be so laser focused on him. Like, anyway, girl. So yeah, we see Frank and oh yeah, what happened to Frank? Nobody said Frank either. From what they showed, but we see him and Aisha getting real cozy in that photo booth. I was like, I ain't mad at it. Okay. And then we see Tyrone to Carrie. He tells her, I like more people than you. And I was just like, sheesh. How do you tell somebody that? Like, what? Like, that has to suck. But, I mean, she wanted this clarity or closure type of meeting, so she gonna get it? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, you guys, that was the end of the episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.